Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everyone is doing well. I have a confession to make. You guys, I am cheap as hell. I became a single mother in 1998, so being frugal is second nature at this point, but I don't remember a time when my budget has ever been so tight. It feels like the price of everything has gone up lately. My rent has gone up. Gas and electric for the house is outrageous. And medical bills, holy smokes. I went to the dentist yesterday and the prices have gone up 30% just since last year. How are y'all doing this? I'm just glad that I don't have any kids at home to feed because, wow, I can't even imagine. And then on top of that, right now we have all of this nonsense with tariffs. Tariffs on, tariffs off. We don't know from one day to the next what's going on, and it's causing a cat fight among our world leaders.
Did you just flick me? Okay, well, you wouldn't let me finish, and I was... Ow, that hurt! Quit flicking! Ow! You flicked me first! Ow!
We have no idea what's going to happen from one day to the next. And I'm trying to move in June. I've got plans. And all of this up and down, this roller coaster nonsense is making me grumpy. Because the cost of living is out of control. And I know I'm not the only one who's feeling it. And when I see on social media people talking about the cost of living right now, they usually are wearing a full face of makeup with done-up nails, done-up hair. They've got a fancy house in the background. Or they're showing pictures of their grocery cart full of ultra-processed foods. And if that's your thing, good for you, but I don't know how the heck you can afford it. I know I can't. And that's in regular times. I've noticed since March 1st, there's been a steep decline in the sales in my shop because the products that I make usually go for educational purposes. And if there's no funding for education, there's no funding for my business. And that's becoming a little concerning for me. Anyone with a retail business or working in retail should probably be worried right now because with mass layoffs, people don't have money to spend for extra stuff. People don't have extra money to spend on non-essential items. And so I do have to be really careful about my budget right now. My two biggest expenses are rent, which is $1,000 a month for 690 square feet. And food has become one of my biggest expenses. And I can't do anything about rent, but I can do something about my food expenses. And I've had a lot of practice. So let me share some of the things that I'm doing to save on my food bill. The grocery store closest to me is a national chain, and I signed up for their email alerts when they put out their digital coupons. And I'll go through and mark off any coupons that look like I might use. Even if I'm not going to use them, I'm going to clip them or click on them. And then I write them down on a grocery list that I carry in my purse all the time because they don't advertise digital coupons in store. So if I want to make sure I get those items, they have to be written down. And when I do go to the grocery store, I'll look for not just coupon items, but sale items, markdown items. At my local store, they usually put out the markdown items around 9 in the morning. And I'm lucky to have a flexible schedule, so I can go down there when I need something to see what has been marked down. And then my meal planning revolves around that. Once upon a time, I used to meal plan for the week and come up with a grocery list and then get all the stuff that I needed to make those meals. But nowadays, I find what's on sale and what's on markdown, and then I plan my meals around that. Usually at that time of day, they also have big baskets full of day-old bread for 89 cents or $1.50. And I'll pick that up when I can. I do make bread at home, but sometimes it's easier, faster, more convenient to just pick up a sliced loaf. There's also a bin in the produce section where they have imperfect produce, and if they have something that I like, I'll usually pick it up. So the other day they had big bags, probably 2 pounds of tomatillos in each bag. Each bag was 99 cents. So I made up a bunch of tomatillo salsa. That keeps for a pretty good long time. Another time I found plums, so I canned up plums. I did find bags of pomegranates, which are usually really expensive. And I found bags, it was 99 cents for 4 pomegranates. And I made up some pomegranate jelly. And that's been awesome. And then another time I found huge bags, probably 3-pound bags for 99 cents of tomatoes. So I roasted those and pureed them up. I made some pizza sauce, some spaghetti sauce, and some tomato soup. So I'm always looking in that produce bin to see what they have. They don't always have good stuff, but when they do, I make sure to get enough. And so those are different ways that I can save at the grocery store, but there's other ways that I save money on food too. I can't remember the last time that I went out to eat or ordered for delivery. I think it was 2021 the last time I ate in a restaurant, and that was because I was on a road trip. So I think 2021 was the last time. If you don't count the quick drive-through, because probably once a month I really like to have a hot and spicy McChicken with pickles. Or if I'm out in the morning, I'll stop and get a sausage McMuffin, no egg. And that's all I get is one sandwich and nothing else. It's cheap. And there's just something nostalgic about McDonald's for me. Addictive chemicals, how yummy. And I do consider myself pretty fortunate that I have a very small backyard. It's the first place that I've lived in Denver where I had an outdoor space. I lived in 2 other apartments since I've been in Denver. I've been in Denver for 12 years. And the 2 other apartments I lived in had no outdoor space whatsoever. So I feel like I'm really lucky to have a tiny backyard. It's not big enough for chickens, guys. But I can grow a little bit of food in the ground, and then I have enough room because half of my backyard is a sidewalk. So I can plant things in buckets and grow them there. And every year I have lots of stuff, beans and peas and radishes and all kinds of stuff. So that's another way that I offset my food bill, is by growing just a little bit of my food at home. Of course, it's not ever going to be enough to solely support me, but it's enough to offset the bill a little, especially since produce right now is getting very expensive. And come summer, when these farms don't have workers to pick their crops, we're gonna see a hike in prices for sure. Another sacrifice that I've made to save money is to drink more water. I'm not a huge water drinker, and though the tap water at my house has lead in it, I do have a filter pitcher for lead. So I'm just drinking more water instead of drinking. I really like to drink lemonade, but I've almost completely cut out the soda habit. I had kind of a Diet Coke addiction, but I'm cutting back on that now too. It's one way to save money. I mean, I don't need lemonade or soda, but my body does need water. So I drink more water, and I guess the side effect is that I'm a little healthier. I don't know. And then besides groceries, there's a few other ways that I save money. For entertainment, I go to the library. I check out lots of books, actually. And recently I found some DVD sets for things that I enjoy. For example, one of the books that I got recently was on homesteading, and it had DVD videos that went with it on how to butcher chickens and compost and, you know, in general, just be self-sufficient. So that was pretty cool. I got an external DVD player for my computer because I don't have a DVD player anymore, and that works pretty good. So it's one way that I save money because I don't pay for any television streaming services. I did get the free 1 month with Hulu because curiosity got the better of me. I really wanted to see the newest season of The Handmaid's Tale. And then I watched Homestead Rescue, which I didn't know was a thing. And I think I watched the entire series in 2 days. I really enjoyed that. But then, after that, I don't know, I wasn't really interested in watching it anymore, so I canceled the membership. I won't be paying this month, and I saw what I needed to see, and it was free. I don't have cable. I do have the TV on in the background a lot of times when I'm working, and I just use an antenna. So local stations. I'm really only interested in watching the news. I like to watch the news in the morning and in the evening. And then in the afternoons, I take a break and eat my lunch, and I watch reruns of Friends on one of the channels, local channels here. I also don't buy any paper products, well, toilet paper, but I don't buy paper towels or plastic forks or paper plates or any of that stuff. It's a waste of money. When I want to wash my windows, instead of getting paper towels, I go down to the local store. They have free newspapers. I just grab those, and newspaper and Windex or newspaper and vinegar, that works fine. I don't have to buy anything. And I also don't buy plastic wrap. I do buy plastic bags when I need to, but I reuse them, I wash them. Maybe that's an effect of having Depression-era grandparents, learning how to reuse, save and reuse stuff. But instead of plastic wrap, I did make a bunch of beeswax wraps. So I have that, and then my cats eat wet food twice a day, and to cover up their cans, I have rubber can covers. So I don't really have a need for plastic wrap. I will occasionally buy tin foil if I have a specific need for it, but I don't typically have that on hand. And occasionally I will buy parchment paper if I have a need for that. But again, I don't need it on a regular basis. Another way that I save money is by walking or biking. Right now my bike needs to be repaired, so I walk a lot. I'm walking right now on this trail where I'm walking. It goes directly to a shopping center. And if I were to keep going, I'd end up at the post office, which are the two main places that I need to go anyway. Post office for my business. It's about a 3-mile walk one way. So I need to get my bike fixed so I can do that. But it's about 1.5 miles, almost, to go to the grocery store from my house. And that's doable. And I do have a wagon, so if I need to get a big load of stuff, I can just drag my wagon down. I don't like to do that. I typically, if I'm gonna walk, only get enough that will fit in my cloth shopping bag so that I can carry it home. And it's good exercise too. Along this route is also a thrift store, and I'm kind of a thrift store junkie. I do like to get things secondhand when I can. And I know how to sew. I have a sewing machine. Actually, I have more than one sewing machine, but I can alter things or, repair, mend, patch to make things last longer. So I guess it was about a month ago, the thrift store had a 99-cent sweater sale, and I bought a few sweaters. One of them I just started wearing. You might have seen it in my last video. It's white. and it was missing a belt and it had a rip in it. So I sewed up the rip and I just put a buttonhole and a button on the front of it to hold it closed. And I love it. For 99 cents, can't beat that. But I also patch up a lot of my clothes too because I'm neurodivergent and clothing is a sensitive subject for me. I am very particular about how my clothes fit. So it's nice that I can take them home and alter them so that I can be comfortable when I wear them. And I do buy in bulk whenever possible. Usually what I buy in bulk is cat food and cat litter. I did get a Costco membership last year. It's expiring this month, and I don't think I'm going to renew it. Everyone told me that Costco gas is so much cheaper. It isn't. There's a gas station just as far away from me as Costco is, and their gas is pretty much always the same price as Costco. And per ounce, I think the only thing that is cheaper at Costco is flour. The only thing I buy is flour and maybe vegetable oil. So $65 a year for membership isn't worth it for me. I am just a single person, and my cats won't use the litter that they have or eat the food that they have, so I have to go to Walmart for that. The other thing I do to save money is on natural gas. So in my apartment, there's only two things that are operated by natural gas, and that is the central heat and the water heater. So I'm just careful about the hot water that I use. I don't want to keep it running or take long showers or, take multiple showers a day. And I haven't turned on my central heat since 2020. I just have an oil radiator. It's fine for 690 square feet. Yeah, I'm chilly on chilly days, but I'll put a hat on, put on a thick pair of socks, pair of slippers, throw on a sweater, and that's fine. I would rather bundle up than work more to pay for that bill. It's worth it for me. And it has taken a change in mindset about a lot of things, and just in general being a little more resourceful. But this is the new normal, no matter what our politicians promise us. Things aren't going to change anytime soon. So either get busy living or get busy crying. And for some people, it's really hard to change established routines and expectations. And one thing that keeps me going is just remembering my long-term goals every time I open my wallet, because I'm trying to move in June. I would very much like to move into a camper and get rid of this $1,000 a month rent. And if I'm really lucky, I'll have a small plot of land to park it on and be able to grow some food and, maybe get that chicken. But with as crazy as everything is right now, it's hard to plan ahead. And so the only thing that I can do right now for my long-term future is just conserve the resources that I have and make every effort to save money where I can. So tell me, what kind of sacrifices are you making right now to save money? Share your ideas down in the comments, and maybe you'll inspire somebody with your ideas. And until I see you next time, bye.